Hey, folks, Lindsey Huddleston back in the building. Another SPS mental health moment. Man, this is great when I get to meet all these nice young men from throughout the state of Michigan, throughout the country. But it's also special when it's the young man of one of my guys, son of Mr. Jarrell Shark Amos, my alpha brother from Western Michigan University. But we got to give Tyler Amos his own props. He's his own young man representing out of Portage Northern, correct?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, and on his way to be a Cardinal at Saginaw Valley State University playing football. How you doing today, man?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, good, good. I had the pleasure of seeing you a couple summers ago through the SPS tour. I did my statewide tour, and I came to Kalamazoo and got to speak to you and some of your teammates. You put on some size since then, huh, man?
Oh, yeah, man. Back then, I was probably pushing like 140, 150.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I put on some size. I'm
Okay.
like 190 now. So yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Now, you guys had a real good playoff run as well. Let's talk about what last season was like, you know, the most recent season, and just talk about where you're at with things.
So you want to talk about my junior year and my senior year, or just my senior year? Okay, So my junior year, we got the new football field. Everybody was real hyped, but it just felt like a different culture, really, with our group of people. It was like the first time that I got to play with my group of my juniors, like my class, because I got moved up to varsity my sophomore year. So I was playing with people I really I knew, but I didn't really have that connection with. So when I got with my people, it was just a different feeling. And our goal that year was basically to set the culture, set the standard of what it was to be a Portage Northern Husky. And I feel like we did that pretty well our first year with that new field. And coming into my senior year, it was more of it's time to win it type of mentality. You know what I mean?
Right. Right. So you took it there. You know, so with that, you worked really hard and got some good looks, got some attention. At one point, you know, we'll put it out there, it was Eastern Michigan University. We thought that's where you were going to land, but things kind of changed throughout the recruiting process, as they do for both. I guess it's important to point out the recruiting process changes for both players in schools, right?
Oh, yeah. Real quick. So I had a lot of interest in the MAC, Eastern Michigan, Western Michigan, those MAC schools, Central Michigan. I had a lot of interest in those, and it just came down to a point where they were offering so many kids, and so many kids were committing. They didn't have enough spots, so it came to that spot. I never actually got an offer, but they were heavily interested. So once I realized that was going to be like a walk-on type of situation, the D2 schools, Division II schools in the GLIAC, like Grand Valley State University, Ferris State University, Saginaw, Wayne, all these schools started coming in contact with me, and I started to see the benefits of what I could do there.
Wow. So is it fair to say that the opportunity to go play D1 at Eastern was great, but then it was almost kind of like a caveat or ask with but I might be a walk-on. So when the opportunity to get a full opportunity at a D2, that made you, did you have a greater appreciation for that opportunity, you think?
Oh yeah. I had a great appreciation. When my coach, Coach Brady, came up to talk to me, he made it seem like he wanted me, like, hey man, I want you here. And he made it a point to get me there. So that's what I really look at. I feel like one thing I value is somebody who wants you there, and not who's gonna just have you there just to be there. You know what I mean?
Hey man, somebody told me a long time ago, love those that love you, man.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Where do you think a lot of young people may kind of miss the mark when it comes to the recruiting process, or if they have a school that they want really bad that may not be as interested in, but they kind of put all their hopes on that, as opposed to potentially missing out on a great opportunity that may be there for them that they didn't even know about?
Man, one thing I gotta say is, you don't chase your dreams in the recruiting process. You know, go big and go hard, but at some point you have to face reality. And I had a hard time facing reality. Like I still don't try to face reality. Like I'm gonna make it one day. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I would say chase your dreams. You know, go if you feel like the walk on would be good for you, because I was going to take that route. So it's not a bad route. A lot of people make it off of a walk on situation, but like I said, chase your dreams. But the D2 schools, these D2 schools, they got some ballers there too, for sure.
I mean, the GLIAC competes for national championships. They frequently send people to the NFL. Staying on that note, man, because you're such a bright young man, I think you got a message that can really resonate for young people, whether it's basketball or football. And I spend a lot of time around programs like Michigan State football and basketball, and people have this D1 or bust attitude. Got to be D1, got to be D1. And anything other than D1 is considered, falling short, or I hate to say a failure. I mean, what do you say to that?
I had the exact same motive as these young people had today. I was saying, you know what? It's D1 or bust, man. It's D1 or no one. That's what I would say. And,
D1 or no one.
D1 or no one. That's what I would say. D1 or no one. I would say all of my friends. And because I'm not gonna lie, I still for sure think that I'm good enough to play at a Division I and to play at a high level at Division I. But it didn't work out for me that way. So I took my talents to somewhere who is competitive and who actually really truly wants me. And for the kids who think that D1 or no one, I'm talking about, there's good football, good basketball at a lot of these places. D2, right. Mid-major schools. So I mean, it's not just D1. Let me tell you that. It's not right. D1 or no one.
Right. Well, I know personally for you, I know about your support group. Your great dad, I call him affectionately Shark. Sharky Love, I got it in my phone. Jarrell and your mom, Lola. I mean, I know you have an excellent support group. What do you say to those young people who may be in your same situation, but may not have that same support group? It may not have those, level-minded people around you to kind of help you navigate through that. What do you say to that young person?
Well, one thing I got to say is that I'm very blessed to have people around me, surrounding me. I'm very blessed to have them. That's really the main reason that I'm here at this point in my life. And for the people who don't have that, I say seek out, because you always need people for you. You always need people to be on your side, in your corner. So seek out a coach, seek out a relative, somebody in the community, because you're always going to need people to be in your corner when you want to be successful. Yeah.
And then going back to the other point you made about that transition, because it seems you have made the transition from D1 or no one to, hey, I got a great situation, let me take advantage of it. You seem to kind of made that transition without missing a beat. What advice can you give to someone who has to probably accept that reality and how they can handle it, to be able to have a seamless transition?
You gotta look at it as like, I'm gonna go here and I'm gonna work. You gotta basically have this chip on your shoulder, like, the D1s didn't want me, so now I'm gonna show them why. I'm gonna show them why I should be there, and basically make the best of your situation. That's how I look at a lot of situations. Make the best of it. I'm an optimistic person. You got to make the best of your situation at all costs, really.
Yeah. How difficult or easy, but being optimistic as a young person in these times of social media where people are trolling and people are just always putting stuff out there, how do you maintain that optimism?
Man, I know exactly what you're talking about. I would say you can't really focus on social media too much. I go on social media to look at stuff, look at football highlights and stuff, but I don't post too much on there. And when I get negative comments, I don't really get negative comments that much, but I know I have negative comments in real life, and I just look at it and laugh and say, I'm gonna just show you what it is. I'm gonna show you that I'm a dog, and I'm gonna ball out where I'm at, no matter if it's D1, D2, D3, NAIA, all those schools can play football. So that's really what I say. Don't focus on what people say on social media, because it really has no impact on what you do, on what you're doing.
Yeah, that's an excellent message, because as you know, so many young people struggle with that. And this is the end of May. This is still Mental Health Month, and I do want to put out a resource. So while I have you here, if you text 741-741, that's a crisis text hotline, and there's somebody who can talk to young people who may be struggling, even adults. with mental health. And when we talk about social media, some people are being bullied on social media. Some people are kind of collapsing under the pressure of the images that they see, whatnot. So I wanted to put that out there because I think you have an excellent, mindset. How do you encourage your other peers who may not have the same optimistic outlook as you have when they deal with social media?
Man, I would say, you gotta, if it comes down to that point, you gotta put the phone away. And if you're really into, are we talking about sports right now, or are we talking about?
Well, sports and non-sports.
Okay, yeah. So at some point, if you're dealing with sports, you gotta put the phone away. It just work. The phone is a good resource, but you gotta if you really want to do this, if you really want to be an athlete at the next level or whatever level you're going into, you gotta not worry about what people think, what people say, what people's perspective is on you. You can't focus on that, and that's one thing that's really helped me through high school and just moving on into this college life.
Tyler, I think you make an excellent point, man. I really appreciate that because if you really think about it, in sports in particular, the phone isn't really a necessary tool for sports. You don't need a phone to play football, play basketball, play baseball, run track. You don't need a phone. And the same thing is from a social standpoint, I think when you tell someone to put the phone down, it's almost like blasphemy. They take offense, like, what do you mean? But again, to stay connected, to call home, an emergency, you don't really need the phone. And I think to be able to put the phone away is important. Did you ever have challenges putting the phone down?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I still have challenges. I'm a young kid. I still have challenges. I remember going to your seminar, and I think I remember you saying, when you wake up, the first thing you do, don't check the phone. Make some write down your goals
and your affirmations.
Affirmations, yes. That's
very good.
I remember going to your seminar, and so that's really. I mean, I still check my phone when I wake up, but I try to plan my day ever since, and especially since this COVID-19, I really try to plan my day and meet those goals for the day. So,
well, that's great. I'm glad I was able to help you. I didn't mean for you to reminisce on that, but I just hear you saying it, and you're so articulate as a young person, because you're having success among yourself. Let's talk about that too. Being successful among your peers, whether it's your Portage Northern peers, people that you grew up with, people in the community, or just, you got a success story. You're going on to be a college athlete. You kind of following through. And unfortunately, when COVID-19 hit, it stopped some people's plans. It stopped the guy who had, or girl who had another year left that they were trying to do something that's not going to happen. No. How does it feel being successful among your peers, and how do you manage that success?
Well, it's a good feeling to be successful around the people that I really care about and I love. And for me, I've never had a situation where somebody's been like jealous of me or something. You know what I mean? Like, I've always had great people around me.
Openly,
and
not openly.
Openly. They never came. They never said anything to my face. But
yeah, well, you push it 200 pounds. They're not gonna be quick to say
that. Hey, yeah. So nobody's really. No, people have always been on my side, and that's why I keep my circle really. Other than that, I really haven't had any problems with being. I mean, the success that's came early in my life, I've been very happy to have. Let's say that.
Okay, man, you keep dropping these little low key jewels, man. I kind of got to emphasize that. So talk about circle. How important it is. One, as a young person, do you have control over your circle? Do you feel you do? And if you don't, how do you get control?
Well, I'm a very social person. I like to talk to I like to have a lot of friends around high school. I had friends that were the smart kids. I have my football friends, basketball friends. I had my the friends that wasn't probably doing too good, to some of the right stuff. But I always had that group of kids where that I really connected with. You know what I mean? I really connected with, and those are people who kind of share the same values as me. And I feel like that's what really happened. That's what really helped me along this way, because two of my teammates, they're actually twins. They're going to Saginaw Valley with me.
Oh, great.
And we play football together, and them are some of my best friends.
Are they going to be playing too, or they just be on campus?
Oh yeah, no. They're playing too. They're playing football too. So, yeah, so I'm very excited about that. And them two guys, some other guys, they really just helped me along this way of my journey of high school and moving on into college.
So talk about the kids. You know, you're clearly a confident young man. You have every right to be. You know, you're on the right path. You're doing the right thing. And if you get off the right path, you got people who will help you get back on it. Going back to that young person who may not have that, and they may be struggling with the circle that they have, you know, what kind of advice can you give them as far as purging their circle? Or you saying this person is not really good for me. They're toxic, but they're overwhelmed by the peer pressure and feel they have to be with them.
Oh yeah, that's I've had that situation too, where I had a good friend and all he wanted to do was bad situations that I didn't see myself doing, but I really cared about this person. So I would have to be like, hey man, you don't keep doing this around me. We can't be hanging out like that. I'm gonna still call you. I'm gonna say what's up with you, but we can't be chilling like that because I'm trying to go somewhere and I need you to help me benefit me. How I benefit you, and so it's been hard. I've had to unfortunately cut some people out of my life that I really connected with, but yeah, that's really what I say. If you really believe that somebody's not good for you in a situation, whether it's sports or just life, it's gonna be tough because you probably could love this person, but you gotta cut them loose sometimes.
Man, Tyler Amos on here, man. I need to have you next to me the next time I present, man. You know, I just defer to you. Now, I say that jokingly, but you're really making some great points, and I think you have a great foundation to go on to be successful. Let's talk about, before we wrap up, your goals going into college, the goals you set for yourself, and finally, you know, what kind of positive message can you just leave, along with all the positive message you've been leaving already, to any young person or anybody who's kind of dealing with this COVID-19 as we try to get through it and get out of it?
All right. Well, some goals that I have, I want to get on campus. And first off, I want to get they have a great education at SPSU. I want to start off with my education. I'm majoring in supply chain and in the business kind of world. I want to start off with a good GPA to set me off right my freshman year. That's one thing I'm really going into. And basically this COVID thing, I'm still trying to be optimistic. I keep saying we're going to have a season, but so I've just been working like we're going to have a season. I put my head down and just working like we're going to have a season. So everybody in the high school, I know high school, they're worried about the football players not going to have a season. I know my good friend, he didn't have an AAU basketball season, and this boy is supposed to be doing something right during AAU. He's going to get a couple offers. So I feel bad for my guy. But just keep working. I mean, this will give you – I mean, this could be a blessing and a curse because I work out every day now. I get up and work out, and it's good for me because I'm still allowed to go to my football field, go in there, get some work, just every day, just spend time with my family. So it could be a blessing and a curse, but you got to basically find the good in everything, like I said earlier.
Very good. Very good.
Some more goals is, you know, a lot of people have been asking, like, am I going to redshirt my first year? Because, I mean, that's what a lot of people do. I'm gonna fight to play my first year. If it comes down to it, I redshirt, then I'm going to redshirt. But I'm going to fight to play my first year. I'm not going to just settle for a redshirt. You know what I mean? So, but we'll see what happens. I'm excited though.
Wow. Well, I'll tell you what, I got to make my way up to Saginaw Valley State to keep an eye on you and just keep watching you, but also being able to promote people like yourself who are doing an amazing job. And you give me a lot of hope for what the future is like, because well-rounded, very grounded, well-spoken young men like yourself are out here promoting the values that I know your parents have helped you with. So with that, man, I appreciate you. Got any last words? Anybody you want to shout out? Anything you want to say before we wrap up?
Hey, man, shout out Portage Northern Huskies, man. I want y'all to ball this season. Shout out SBSU, Saginaw Valley. Shout out my boys, Kevin, Corey, Cunningham, code to SBSU. My boy, Trey, Anthony Tyus, he a 3-star at Portage Northern, so I'm excited for all them boys.
Oh, man, that's awesome, man. That's awesome that you put it out there. Well, with that, man, keep it going. I know I'll be able to catch you in the future doing more great things. We got Tyler Amos checking in with the SPS Mental Health Moment, man. Best of luck with you, okay?
Thank you, you too.
All right, talk to you.
See you.